Market conditions remaining bullish in this bull market, sitting at a bull market rank of 26.91. We're seeing momentum still holding right in that bullish trend zone. We're also seeing breadth pull back just a little bit here, but still also in that bullish trend zone. And we're seeing sentiment improving slightly from some of these lows that we've been at over the last couple of weeks. If we take a look at buy-sell ratio, we're seeing it pull back just a little bit, 1.69. You can see the green and red starting to move back together a little bit here. And so a little bit of weakness in the overall breadth of the last 2 or 3 days. Let's take a look at S&P 500. Seeing some nice support still right around this 579 location and getting a little bit of a bottoming tail bar right here. Pretty tight consolidation starting to happen. We've got support levels at 579, 572, and then all the way back down to 565 on SPY. We'll keep an eye out for continuation of this bullish move. NASDAQ 100, triple Qs, also seeing a nice bullish pattern, a tight consolidation inside of this range, 497 to 490. Watching for some continuation there. Also seeing this risk profile setting up nicely for NASDAQ 100. Let's jump over to bonds. We're continuing to see quite a bit of weakness. This is going to be an interesting talking point to keep an eye on going forward. Remember, the whole point of what the Fed has been doing is to be able to lower interest rates because inflation has been too high, and now the risk of economic growth is still continuing, good positive growth, which the bond market believes that the Fed can't lower interest rates. Based on that, we're seeing bond prices drop, interest rates going higher in the bond market currently. Let's watch that going forward over the next few sessions as well. That's the long bond, the short bond, SHY, the short end of the yield curve, which is doing the same thing, a decent retracement back yesterday. Remember that on the bond yield curve, this is one I typically don't cover in the morning session, but it is also, we're watching this yield curve flattening to slightly inverted. It has been for a long time. That's the short end of the yield curve. This is the long end of the yield curve. So when we're looking at S&P, or when we're looking at TLT and SHY, we're looking at the long end and the short end of the yield curve. If we jump over to sectors, I'm seeing pretty strong breadth overall in sectors as well. Not a whole lot has changed. Healthcare, we're seeing that IYH ETF pullback underneath the momentum zone. Looks like an attempt for 63.42 on in that sector. Let's jump over to commodities, continuing to see this amazing run here, both in silver and gold. Silver having this nice continuation higher, and gold also continuing to march higher. Starting to pop up into this extreme momentum location, but we could pull back all the way to 246 or 243 on GLD, which is the ETF for gold, and keep an eye on that. On the muscle stocks group, a couple of names to consider: ZIM, which is in the shipping space, getting a nice confirmation bar, a couple of days of good solid volume back into momentum on ZIM, and then also Spotify, SPOT, in the streaming space, a little bit spendy there per share, but a nice confirmation location and some increased movement back into momentum. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.